Hello Sagittarius, Elsie here to do a bonus read for you. Sag, just saying thanks. Thanks for the way that you love me. Thanks for the way that you show up for me. If you're brand new and you've never been here before, welcome. I hope you'll stay. Welcome to all the shenanigans. And if you are somebody who has been here before, thanks for coming back. I appreciate you so very much. This is a bonus reading. It could resonate today, tomorrow, next year, whenever. Let's find out what's going on in the Sagittarius energies. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, not just sun signs here. And don't forget, private reads are open, and so is the membership area. If you're interested in any of that, please see the pinned comment at the top of the comments. Tell me about Sagittarius. What does the Sagittarius collective need to know? My fire family. We've got the Five of Pentacles. We've got the Six of Pentacles. Are you disconnected from some sort of group of people that you know? Got the Six of Cups. It could be a soul tribe. I would say that it could be somebody, like a group of people. It feels like a group of people that you usually get on really well with here. But it feels like you've been feeling out in the cold lately. Like you've been disconnected from them. Not really getting any of the tea, I'm going to say. No tea has been spilt in a while. That's what it feels like here. But it does feel like... This is the Six of Cups is maybe you're thinking about that group. I don't think anybody's put you out in the cold, friend. I feel like you've decided to keep to yourself for a bit here. Tell me about the Five of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. We've got the Six of Wands. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. And we have the Queen of Swords. You know what I think has been happening with you, Sag? I think that you've been going through some sort of dark night of the soul. So, you know, it feels like here with the Six of Wands is really about coming back from the fight, coming back from the war, right? Essentially, now tasting the sweet nectar is what it feels like here. But I'm going to say this: when you're dealing with a soul tribe or a soul mate or a soul friend or a family. You know, people who really know you for a long time feel like they've known you forever. It doesn't have to be that they've known you forever. You can never truly leave yourself on the outside looking in. I feel like when you go back into this group or when you reach out to somebody in the group and say, hey, I haven't seen you guys in a while. Would you guys like to get together? I feel like you're received really well. Because the Six of Wands is about coming from a hard place. Now, I feel like that for some reason that you've been by yourself in the dark, like it's about coming from the fight or the war. So you've been having some sort of something going on in your life that you feel like you're fighting against. And you've had to do it on your own. But it feels like that they welcome you back. They cheer you on. They're like, welcome back. Like that's what it feels like. You could have been really working on something. Maybe you've been doing a lot of overtime, but the Eight of Pentacles is about self-mastery. So I feel like you've been like maybe you're going to school and maybe you're working really hard because you're trying to be a nurse or you're trying to be a doctor or you're trying to get your doctorate, or it feels like you've been learning something. The Queen of Swords is here, and I feel like maybe while you've been learning what you've been learning, this self-mastery bit you've been doing, look, this could be working on the self as well. It could be that you've been in a dark night of the soul and realized that I need to do a little bit of work on me and I need to get people out of my space in order to do that. But the Queen of Swords is here looking in the distance. I feel like you've been keeping an eye on this group of people, even from a distance. The Queen of Swords is here because, you know, it's interesting. It shows up between the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Wands because I feel like there's something here that has brought clarity to you. I feel like you had to liberate yourself from a group of people because there was something you needed to work on, and it was very intricate work, and you had to work on it alone. There wasn't anything that anyone could help you with. But I feel like if you decide to rejoin this group of people, whether it's family or friends or whatever it is, I feel like they cheer you on, like they're excited to see you and they want you back. But I feel like you're being very honest and truthful with what you needed to do for you in order to create balance and harmony in your life. You had to liberate yourself from the situation and spend some time by yourself, working really hard on something in order to change something. We've got a lot of butterflies here, right? In order to change, maybe to make more money. Maybe you went to school. Like it feels like it's something that you had to you had to do on your own. It was like nobody can help you with it, and it took some time. And I feel like now you're getting your victory after all of that. We've got Temperance here. We've got the Four of Pentacles. And we've got the Page of Swords. So yeah, it does feel like with this queen here, right? She's got the telescope and we've got the Page of Swords. It does feel like you've been watching other people from a distance, observing them, watching them from a distance while you were in the learning phase of something. You could be learning about yourself. You could be learning about, maybe taking a course of some sort. Maybe you're in school. But the Four of Pentacles tells me that you held yourself back until the moment of alchemy when everything else was like in its perfect place, and now you're ready to share your time and efforts here and conversation and reciprocal energy with people. It feels like you've been watching them while you have been working hard. It feels like education or learning something, and I feel like you had to keep a boundary while you were doing that. Tell me about, or this might be coming up in the future for you, right? You might be telling people, look, I just got to go underground for a little bit. I've got things I've got to do. Tell me why the Five of Pentacles is here. Because I don't think this is a place where they put you. I think you put yourself in this place here. Yeah, I feel like it was all about time and the overload, I feel. The Ten of Pentacles. It really does feel like, 4 and 6 here. It feels like that you're learning something that is going to upgrade your skills so you can become the subject matter expert on something here, Sagittarius. The Wheel of Fortune is here. Everything is changing because that's your energy, right? Sagittarian energy ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter has gone direct. So I feel like you feel very industrious, I'm going to say lately. It feels like you've got a lot on your mind and that you had to release everything that was weighing on your mind in order to be able to move forward here. So I feel like everything has changed and you feel disconnected from the people in your life that you gave the reciprocal energy to. And I feel like they are either family or friends or soul tribe or something like that. I feel like you were also healing at this time because it feels like you were going through this place, this dark place where you knew that you had to get through it alone, that you didn't really want to show it to anyone, or these people couldn't help you with what you were going through. The Ten of Pentacles tells me, look, I feel like when you finally release the pressure here, it feels like it's a mental pressure or a financial pressure. The Wheel of Fortune says everything gets to change, and destiny shows up and says, look, you're doing the right thing. So I feel like you had a lot on your mind. It was painful to stay away, but I think ultimately it gives you the abundance that you deserve. It sets you up for life. So whether this is just we're simply talking about going through dark night of the soul and doing some self-mastery stuff, it feels like you're going through a growing process possibly. And the 10 Pentacles, you go from 8 to 10, so it could be financial. It could be that you had to learn something, upgrade a skill, work on yourself. It's whatever work you're putting in is transformational. I think it's transforming you to the 10 of Pentacles. Tell me about the 6 of Cups. We've got the Judgment card. We've got the Devil. Interesting. Not everybody believes you. I'm just going to say. We've got the Knight of Swords. They're not saying it, but they feel like, I'm just going to say, there are some people in this group that are like, what's Sagittarius doing? Not good enough to be with us this weekend? Like it feels like that sort of energy. Judgment card is here, and I feel like it's this situation has come up before, but I feel like you ignored it. Maybe you were in the room while they were saying it about someone else, and now they're doing it while you're not in the room. Do you know what I mean? So the Knight of Swords tells me that although they got something to say, aggressive things to say, that they're keeping it quiet, that they're not really saying it. But I think it turns out being pretty toxic. It feels like, it feels like somebody here is about to get caught in their own web. So I think that the Judgment energy here is telling me that you are about to resurrect this energy with these people, get back into your group, try and get back into your group. But I feel like there's going to be maybe a Capricorn or maybe a Gemini. Somebody's about to blurt out something pretty toxic. And I feel like it's something that they've always wanted to say. You know, sometimes when you get in an argument with somebody and they just blurt something out and then they say, I never meant to say that. They always did mean to say that. They just weren't brave enough to do it until they got mad enough to say it. That's what this feels like. So I feel like that you have been working really hard, or that you have been in this dark night of the soul, arguing with yourself. It feels like you've been having a hard time coming to terms with something, possibly. Tell me what the Six of Wands is. And I feel like you're now in this victory spot. Now you're ready to see everybody. And I feel like there's might be one or two people in this group of people who are smack talking behind the back, because the Knight of Swords is in the reverse. We've got the High Priestess here. We've got the Queen of Wands. And we've got the Star in the reverse. I feel like you are becoming the Queen of Wands. Look, every time we go into a dark night of the soul, and we'll do it many times in our life. It's not just that we do it once and it's over. I feel like you are coming to terms with being independent. That you had to do this on your own, by yourself, whether you fell and scraped your knees or not. You had to be brave enough to be resilient, to keep moving. I think your intuition is telling you it's time for an upgrade. Like, it's time for you to show people that you really can do it independently. I feel as though you were also trying to heal something here. Because the reason that the Queen of Wands is resilient is because of harsh realities, right? It's harsh realities. It's I've become resilient because I have to walk through the fire. I'm always the one that get hurt. And I feel like your intuition is telling you to go back to the group. And I feel like you're going to do that. But I feel like some people are going to look at you like the Queen of Swords and say, so you're still better than us, huh? And I think this is where you stand up as the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords and say, what did you just say? Can you say that to me again? I don't think I heard you. The Queen of Swords is not going to take it. And the Queen of Wands, when I see swords and wands together, to me that's like, I didn't call for you. Don't come over here. I didn't call for you. It feels like it's very stark truth, I'm going to say. And the Queen of Swords is somebody who's not going to mince words and is just going to say it as it is. So I feel like when you find out about this, I feel like you are going to say something about it, because the Queen of Swords wouldn't have it any other way. And I don't think you mean to ruffle feathers or be argumentative, but I feel like you've walked through enough fire. I think that you've also had some sort of an external glow up. And so maybe these people aren't a fan of that. Do you know what I mean? It feels like a bit of a toxic group of people. And I'm not saying that they all are, but maybe there's just a few, you know? It feels like, oh, now here she comes back again, or he comes back again, resurrecting themselves. And now, yeah, it feels like that. It feels like people have been talking behind your back here. Got the Two of Cups. Got the Nine of Cups. Got the Tower. Ooh. So I feel like you're going to keep the ones who you have built deep bonds with. Those are the people who are going to say, gosh, you look great. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while, right? The people who are in alignment with you, the ones who are on the right page with you, the ones who are your wish fulfillment friends. And then other ones, I think you're just going to let it fall apart. I think that you are going to you've been realizing in this dark night of the soul who are your friends and who are the ones who are smack talking behind the back. And I feel like you're going to let some of these relationships fall apart, and you're just going to continue to go over the details with people who you've bonded to, emotionally bonded to, the people who are in alignment with you. Tell me about the Queen of Swords, because I feel like you're going to be saying something. I feel like you're going to be telling somebody something. Oh, I just saw 1333 on the timer. We've got the Nine of Wands. We've got the Death card. Yep. There it is. You are going to end your stability with some of these people. Look, I feel like the Nine of Wands is telling me you've had enough. This is the burnout phase, right? This is the burnout phase, and I'm not going over this with you again. I don't need to explain myself to you. That's who the Queen of Swords is. I don't need to explain any of this to you. If you're not happy for me having to go through all of this stuff and, you know, having to pull myself out of the group of people in order to better myself, then you're not for me. I feel like the Death card is you in this transformational energy saying, that's fine then, no problem. With the Queen of Swords and the Death card here, it feels like you're cutting people out is what you're doing. It's okay. Yeah, it's cool. I'll stay steady and stable with the people that make me happy and are celebrating with me, and the rest of you can kick rocks. All right, so what happens after this? What happens when you get back into the group? Is it just like you never left? Because that's what happens with people that you really love. The Sun is in the reverse. We've got the Emperor. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. We've got the Ace of Cups. So people think you're a bossy pants. They don't like your success. It feels like envy a little bit. Somebody's envying the fact that you got your doctorate or you got your bachelor's. The sun is in the reverse. So it feels like they didn't expect that you would do it. Feels like, that was just an illusion. Sagittarius is never going to be able to do it. I feel like the Ace of Cups is like all the people who are excited for you that you've transformed are the ones who you're going to keep as friends, and the rest you're going to let fall to the side. The Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you were away for a while. I'm just saying. Tell me what this Tower is about. How does this go down? We've got the Hanged Man, the King of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. You know what? I feel, I'm just going to say that I think you're at a higher spiritual level than some of these people. The Hanged Man is getting perspective of what I really value. And I'm going to pay attention to that thing, the thing that I really value. So I feel like you've gone through a lot of growth, friend, because we've got the Seven of Pentacles here and it's taken a long time. But I feel like you've been very intentional with your time, your energy, your efforts, and you've thrown your seeds of intention. Now you're really seeing what means something to you in the 3D. You're seeing it clearly, and it feels like you've got some education or you've learned something while you're in the dark night of the soul. Or maybe that tells me now the people who you really have these deep bonds with see you as a person of influence, and these jealous ones here, I feel, or envious ones here are not having it. But I think you're going to let those relationships fall apart because now you really have gotten a perspective on what you value. King of Pentacles is here. Got the Three of Pentacles. You are building yourself into something new. You're building a new soul tribe. I love that. So you're building a new soul tribe with people who really love you. The World card is here, and you're closing the door on some of them, and you're not giving them an explanation. You're like, no, it's just a choice I had to make for my life. I don't think you're giving them an explanation. I feel like you're accomplishing something. Something's coming full circle here. That you are building with the people who are cooperative and collaborative, the people who are in your network and in your community, and you know you can count on them. Three of Cups tells me that's where we're going to be in celebration. I'm going to be with those people. And then the rest of you, closing the door. Because that's what I needed to accomplish for me. It's just a choice. No hard feelings. I'm going to leave this right here. Thank you so much for being here and watching Sagittarius. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.